eat it?
You have to eat it, girlfriend.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to scream because I don't know if you can, if I'm going to use this correctly or not. But anyway, so when you heard that a professional organizer was going to be here presenting today, what was the first thing that went through your head?
Come over to my house.
Did you think about, those piles of papers that have accumulated on your desk for weeks, months, or maybe years, and now they have been moved over to the kitchen table, the dining room table? Or was it the thought of walking into your closet, trying to figure out what you're going to wear, and you just know that cute little black and white dress is in there somewhere, and you want to wear it to the meeting, and you're going, I know it's in here somewhere, I wore it 2 years ago. So I think we have all experienced going through that feeling a lot of times, and I think that we all live in a society of culture clutter. I had read that there's a statistic that says that we only use or wear 20% of what we have. So I think with that statistic, we can kind of think the next time you go to your favorite boutique, you can kind of decide, do I really need that, or is it just a want? I have given you guys a sheet of paper. Putting this down, it's not working anyway. This right here. Okay, what's the really important thing is on the back of this. I have provided a lot of resources because I know it takes lots of time to go on the computer and research different, donation companies, recycling companies, shredding companies. So this, I hope, will help save you time and trying to figure out what you're going to do with your stuff, because a lot of times we don't even get started because we don't know who to call, where to take our things, what to do with it, and we just shut down, and we just, that's where it stops. And also one thing I failed to put on there that's in our area is the Montgomery County Emergency Assistance. So that's located, in the Conroe area, and so I want to make sure that we all are aware of that as well. I know some of us may not, live close to, the Montgomery County Emergency Assistance, but I'm sure that
We pick up on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay, picks up Thursday and Friday?
Big items.
Okay, big items. Are there anything that you don't take? Are there anything?
Mattresses.
Mattresses? Okay.
Yeah, we do take mattresses, but they have to be within 5 years old. We don't take things that you would not wear that are dirty, soiled, broken.
Okay, right.
Cannot be used.
But as far as things.
Old TVs we don't take.
TVs or mattresses, yeah, that's kind of what I've heard, is kind of the things that people don't take. So anyway, so keep that in mind, keep the list in mind, put it up on your refrigerator, and you have some contact lists. Also, there's a shredding company in Katy, it's the only place I know of that actually will take your things and shred for free. You drive your car up there, I don't care how much you have, they will take it. But it's only on Friday, I believe, from 4 to 6, and Saturday from 9 to 12. But you're unlimited with what you bring, which is awesome. All right, we're going to get started here. All right, my love for organizing began when I was a little girl. I don't know what it was. I just always had this thing about all my little stuffed toys had to be just perfectly neat on my bed and organized, and all the puppies and the kitties all had to be together, and then, all my countertops, all the little knickknacks had to be all cutesy and organized, and then there was my sister we shared a room, and she was totally opposite of me.
Yep.
She just crammed everything under her bed. That's the way she solved her problem. She didn't have any desire for the room to look cutesy in any kind of way. So anyway, as I grew up and as a wife and mother, and I was a former teacher, I realized that I just really liked doing this whole organizing and this whole planning thing. It was just I don't know. I guess I was OCDC. I don't know what it is, but you just know when you have it. And so teaching wasn't my passion, so I got out of teaching. Took a few odd jobs for a while when the whole economy fell apart, and then I got laid off my job, and I realized, okay, what am I going to pursue that I'm passionate about? And God just kept telling me, you got to pursue your passion, you got to pursue your passion. I'm like, okay, I get it, But I don't want to start a business. But I took a leap of faith, and I did. And I'm totally glad that I did, because I have just helped so many wonderful people. It's like a ministry to me, helping other people simplify their lives and just make themselves feel more productive and uncluttered. And speaking of clutter, I'm sure that we have all felt like this before. You just kind of walk in your room and you're standing there and you're going, what do I do? But hopefully this doesn't happen too often. And if so, then maybe it's about time that you take control of your life. I thought this was interesting statistic too. The average U.S. executive wastes 6 weeks annually searching for important documents lost in clutter. I don't know about you, but I can think of 6 weeks. I would love to take a vacation, or go do something fun besides searching for stuff, So, anyway, I thought that was an interesting. Where's the silence? Oh well, okay. And I love this picture here. Clutter can raise anxiety levels and add stress to your life. I think we all know what stress can do. Stress is, to me, like the #1 killer. It really is. And I don't think we realize that when we're all cluttered up, disorganized, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. That whole feeling, you just start having anxiety, have no, energy, you have memory loss, you have depression, you start feeling overwhelmed. And seriously, it starts affecting your health. And organizing isn't about throwing things away. It's about identifying what's important to you and giving yourself access to it. I have encountered so many clients that are so fearful. They're fearful to even, have me come into their house because they're afraid I'm going to come in. I'm just going to say, throw this away, throw this away, throw this away. It is not about throwing things away at all. It's about figuring out exactly what you need. Yes, of course, you are going to do some purging, but after you've purged, then you can donate those things to a special cause. Give them to family, give them to friends. Think about who are you helping give those things to that you no longer need. Organizing is about creating environments to free you so that you're able to pursue your goals and dreams. In the end, you will feel gratified and successful. I love this. Your organizing system has to reflect you and how you think and how you operate. Unorganized perfectionist here. Another thing, too, is when I'm working with clients, I let them know that I am not here just to come in and organize your things. This is about you. This is about creating systems for you that are with your personality, your lifestyle, because we all have our own kind of thought process and how we function. And if you're a very visual person, like me, I have to have things out. I just can't have things all nice and tidy and tucked away in the cabinet or in the closet. I mean, if I'm going to use it, I have to see it, especially all my office stuff. I mean, it's nice and neat, but I have it all right there visually. Even a filing system I have right there on my desk. I can access it immediately, and I'm not going in the closet looking for a piece of paper. So you have to ask yourself, too, why do you want to get organized? Gain time, save money, less stress, create space, increase productivity, and bring order to chaos. I like this too because the thing is about organizing is I think what really stops most of us from organizing is not so much we can't do it. I mean, we can physically, we can put things in containers and we can put things on a shelf and we can physically do it, but we can't physically do it until we start. We've got to start with our head, because a lot of times what's in our head is totally keeping us from being organized. Here's the great excuses here. I love this. It's still perfectly good. It was a gift. It was on sale. I'll wear it when I lose weight. It holds so many memories. And the last one, I might use it one day. All right, this is the most popular one. Is, oh, I don't know, I might use it one day. When I asked them, I said, well, when was the last time that you used it? And they're like, well, I don't know. I can't think. It's been a long time. I said, well, let's rethink this. Maybe we can donate this or give this away to somebody that actually uses this. Okay, there's actually 3 steps for every project. we even can tackle a project. And the first thing is going to be analyzing. You have to decide, okay, well, do I need more space? Is the containers the problem? Are there external issues I'm having to deal with? Is there psychological issues I'm having to deal with? Second step is strategize. I'll say, why don't we sit down? I want you to write out all the things that are working for you right now. What's working and what's not working. Then we're going to combine all those things and we're going to say, okay, great, this is working. We're not going to change this. This is not working. Then we need to do something about it. And then the last one is going to be the attack stage. The attack stage is I love this. So the attack stage, this is where you're actually going to be doing the actual organizing. And this is huge for anything that you do. These are five steps that you have to think about when you're going to organize, and you need to take them in these steps. Do not go out and buy those cutesy little containers that, oh, those are so pretty, or, oh, I like that little belt organizer, oh, that would look so cute, because you know what? You're going to get it home, and it's not going to end up working for you, and you're going to be frustrated, because now you think, oh, I bought it, I got to use it, you know? Or, you know, somebody gave you $2 to gift, oh, I really got to use it. No, you don't. You don't start with the containerizing first. The first thing you're going to do is you have to sort piles. You have to sort. For instance, if you have your closet you're going to attack. Well, I go in and you're going to organize all your shirts together, all your pants, all your light items, and you're going to figure out what you're going to purge. What are you going to let go? What are you going to keep? What are you going to donate? What are you going to toss? What are you going to trash? And then what are you going to keep? And then all the keep things, then you're going to assign them a home. You're going to figure out, okay, where's the best place to put these things? I don't care if it's paper, if it's clothes, if it's your pantry items, your kitchen items. You have to figure out where they're going to go. And then you decide, okay, what containers do I need, or will I, always try to use what you have first. Make use of what you have, and then you can go out and buy the cutesy things and the pretty things to make it look nice. And then the last thing is you have to equalize. You have to be able to maintain what you just organized. Because if you can't do that, it's going to go completely back to the same place that it was before. So
I don't understand the equalize.
Equalize is maintaining. You have to maintain what we just organized, because if you can't maintain it and keep it the way it is, it's going to go back to clutter again. So that's why it's so important to have a system in place. Okay, I know these pictures are kind of hard to see on the screen, I think, but I did a few little before and after pictures just so that you can kind of see some of the things I've done. This is actually an office space here, and I'm just kind of showing you as it appeared as I got there, and then my process in thinking of how we're going to tackle this. So I walk in and I see all this clutter and all the papers everywhere. The first thing I'm going to have to do is I have to start sorting everything out. So, and again, I apologize, the screen isn't showing everything up very well, but this is a lot of clutter over here, and I had actually a bookshelf that I got real creative with. It was on its side, and I used that to put all my sorting bins out on the top and on the bottom, and I labeled all the sorting bins of what the like items were. Medical, bills, publications, prescriptions, whatever, and that way I go through every single sheet of paper, and I put it where it goes. After that, you go through and decide what you're going to keep out of each sorted organizing the little bin there. Or I'll have a client have to do that with me. And this is a before and after picture of the same office. This was a cluttered desk right here. And so I went through my whole process, all the steps, and got with the client. We figured out where to, containerize everything. And so we made it. He literally said he had not seen his desk in years. His wife called me because she said, I can't even go in that room because he keeps the door shut. I don't even know what's in there. He's literally. So, friend of my parents, so I went over there and talked with him, and he was delighted to have me, and he was so excited, so motivated. This yes, I'm apologize again. You can't see this picture very well. But you can see the light switch.
Get the light.
Better. Okay. This was his closet, and it literally, this is just all piles of just containers, of boxes, of papers that he had for 40 years, and he hadn't gone through them. So I went through every sheet of paper and sorted everything out, and then made it a nice, workable space for him. He had so many things he didn't even know he had. He didn't know he had. Literally hundreds of pens and pencils. It was cracking me up. It was so cute. You know, I was like, don't go buy anything else because you have plenty here. He goes, wow, I didn't know I had all this stuff. And this was a different client. This is before and after. This was, I know it's hard to tell it's the same closet, but it really is. This is before, and this was the after. Went through, sorted everything out, purse and things. We found her, we just used whatever storage containers that she pretty much had, and we labeled everything. We put everything, like items, in all her little storage units on the shelf so she knew where they were when she needed them. This is another before and after of the same client with her child's closet. And I rearranged furniture, moved things into the closet, out of the closet, made it functional for the child, a reading little center for her inside the closet as well, and all her clothes. Here's a playroom. Made this more functional by sorting like items and finding a home. Everything has to have a home, that's the thing. Everything has to have a home, that's the key. Freezer. I hate to say it, it's my mom's freezer. And I said, Mom, I was like, oh, every time I'd open the freezer, I'd be like, Mom, everything's going to fall out. We got to do something about this. So I went to Walmart and bought a bunch of containers, and then I labeled all the containers like meat, fish, frozen things, you know, in the containers, and that way everything's like items, everything has a home. That way she can pull the whole thing out and find what she needs. And here's, so if you're drowning in clutter, Kim's Organizing has a solution, and it's truly my passion. Love doing this, and I hope the sheets that I handed out for y'all really give you some ideas and tips on the front. Just maybe put it on your refrigerator once a day to look at it, and you know, go through the front and say, hey, maybe this is something I could try today. Maybe just take 15 minutes of your day, you know, and just say, hey, I'm going to just tackle this drawer. Don't think about a whole room, because guys, you get so frustrated, you know, when you think about doing an entire room sometimes, and you don't have, you think, I don't have time for this. Great. Break it up into different pieces through the week and do part of the room at a time. Whatever works for your busy schedule. And, any questions? Yes.
Hi, I have a question about the freezer. Well, you said don't go out and buy those containers, because I have to go measure the freezer's size. So, you know, it's like half of the regular or the refrigerator.
Yes.
So how do you figure out which one do you do first?
Okay, no, what I do as far as, I don't go out and buy containers initially, typically, unless I do measure everything. Yes, you do have to measure, and then once you kind of know for like the freezer, you know you're going to have containers, right? So I measure, make sure under the space, how much I'm going to need, because there's nothing more frustrating than going to the store and you're going, oh, I don't know what size. And you just stand there and you go, you're guessing, then you get it home and it's like it doesn't work, you know. So yes, you do have to measure beforehand and then just take your measurements.
I have a question. Sort of how many poultry?
Right, and then you can figure out how many will fit on the shelf, right, and how high too also. Yes.
Okay. How do you deal with the hoarder?
Well, okay, to be honest with you, I know where that's going. A true hoarder has a little bit more issues than what I can really tackle with, to be honest with you. I'm not really licensed to, in my mind, to handle a true hoarder, because there's a lot of psychological things they're having to deal with. So I don't work with hoarders.
Okay.
A true hoarder.
Yeah, because when you have stuff everywhere, you want to
Now, I mean,
at least give them a direction.
Oh yes, I mean if there's just somebody that's what we call hoarding, of course I can work with that, but a true